Hi, I'm Carol Majahad. I'm the director and educator here at the North Andover Historical Society. And today I'd like to welcome you to Johnson Cottage, and we're going to talk a little bit about the holiday of Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is really one of my favorite holidays, but sometimes I feel today that between Halloween and Christmas, Thanksgiving is sort of ignored. But if you lived in New England during Mrs. Johnson's time, Thanksgiving would be your major holiday. There, of course, would still be what we still have for Thanksgiving, a really big meal. There would be a turkey, and always a wild turkey, although by this time some people were trying to raise turkeys to get a little bit more meat on them. Also, they would have lots and lots of pies. Now, in New England, your pies would be what we expect today: a pumpkin pie, an apple pie, and a mincemeat pie. You would mix it with all kinds of raisins and spices and make it into kind of a sweet, savory dessert. Apples became such a standard in people's diet because they could save them over the winter. When it comes to springtime in New England, you're pretty much out of food, so people are really using and depending on those dried apple pies. But you can imagine, after sitting in a dusty room and they didn't have screens, that they weren't everybody's favorite food. And as a matter of fact, there was a whole rhyme saying, "Please, no more dried apple pies." Now, spices are something else. Spices had to be bought whole. Now, I'm sure all of you have seen a nutmeg, and around Christmas time we all see a cinnamon stick, and some of us, if we make a ham, you would see the cloves. She would have a variety of different graters. You could use this for your nutmeg. You could also use this for your cinnamon stick. Well, this is Mrs. Johnson's oven. It is a brick beehive oven. You can't see the beehive, but it is behind this wall. And of course, this oven would have had a metal door and insert. Originally, the turkey would be made right in front of the fire. Earliest times, they would just use a string and they would suspend the bird, and somebody's job would be to spin it around in front of the flames. Eventually, though, they would end up with some kind of a roaster. The beauty of those is, of course, there would be a pan on the bottom that would catch all the drippings, and then you could make gravy out of it. So Thanksgiving, as we know it, was not a national holiday until 1863. A woman whose name was Sarah Josepha Hale started a campaign in her ladies' magazine as early as the 1840s, but no one would listen to her. But finally in 1863, as the war started to turn towards the Union side, Mr. Lincoln thought that celebrating a holiday that had its roots deep down back in the history of the country would be a great unifying force. I would like to invite all of you back here to Mrs. Johnson's cottage and her kitchen on Sunday, December 6th for our annual holiday open house. It takes place that afternoon between 1 and 3. We'll have a brand new exhibit in our main gallery that celebrates the 300 years of the Parson Barnard House. And of course, our cottage will be decorated in a very simple Christmas style.